Ever been curious about how to schedule meetings more efficiently? Well, we can already talk about it because this shouldn't be a thing. Well, my name is Monica Michelle with Monica Michelle Marketing. I am the solutionist marketer, and I'm known for developing winning marketing strategies that shift businesses from being the best kept secrets to well-known experts with multiple revenue streams. So if you've been lurking in the shadows of your industry and you're ready to shine a light on your expertise, then you can count on my friendly, easy to use, results-driven marketing plans and management services to do exactly the same for you. You're already the genius. And so you need to come and visit me over at solutionistm.com so we can show you exactly how to let the world know exactly who you are. Now, I have over 20 plus years of experience assisting businesses to moving to be more efficient when it comes to their marketing, when it comes to their just putting things together. And before I started my own business, I used to be an office manager. And in the midst of being this office manager, of course, I was like, okay, we need to set these meetings for this week. And then I will call, this is the availability. Then I will call that person, schedule the meeting, they're not available. Great. So then I have to call the next person. And as I'm going through calling the different people, someone will say, yes, I'm free on this day and time. Great. I locked the meeting in. And then the next person says, oh, I'm free. I'm able to do it on this time. They lock it in. Then someone else will say, well, I might be free on this day. Let me get back to you. I got to check something. So I make a little notation saying potential reserve with the pencil, right? Because the thought is they might be free. So I need to make sure I leave it open. But then I call the next person and they say, I'm only free during the time that I have penciled in for someone else. Can I talk about the frustration of going back and forth and making that and trying to schedule that? And then the original person's schedule that I'm scheduling these meetings with, their schedule changed because someone already locked in a meeting with them, and it eats up the availability that I had. So now that somebody was penciled in and they was checking, so now that it's not available anymore. It's a mess. And the same thing happens when it comes to collaborations and setting meetings for others, as well as in your business when you're trying to meet up with other people. Because meeting up is an absolutely fabulous way of expanding your brand, making your growth go, and just doing more things. And with that being said, that's one main reason why I want to show you this program that I absolutely use and love. Hey, Ladora, welcome to the party. I want to show you this program that I absolutely use and love. And I mean, it is awesome. Let me log out of it because I want to log into it, and I'm going to set up a brand new account just for this call. So I found this program. It operates in many different ways when you're trying to do your scheduling. And so I haven't found a space where this wasn't helpful. There's multiple ones to use, and I've tried quite a few of them. The reason why I love this one is because they have a text reminder option. And so the person that's scheduling the meeting, what they can do is set up a text reminder to come to themselves immediately. So if they're going to set up this text reminder, that's one less thing that I have to do, right? And some people prefer a text message over, all the other ways that they can get in touch with them. Anywho, so this is why that's one reason. I also found out about this Black guy out of Atlanta, and I like to support the people, right? So that's another really cool reason. Also, it has different paying options. There's not a referral program or anything like that, but there's a free option. There's like $5 a month. They have very low pay options. And so in using these options that are available, it's easy on the pockets, but you can also set up like a round robin. So if someone needs to schedule a meeting with me and my business partner, I can put both of our availability in this thing, her under her email, mine under mine. And what'll happen is when they go into schedule, they'll see just the availability. And then they could say, oh, I want to book this time. If that's the time that's better for her, it automatically shows up on her calendar. So I don't have to worry about it. And vice versa, if this is time that's better. So it has these different nuances and options, and it's just kind of less cumbersome, if you ask me personally. Also, for new people, it seems to be very user-friendly. So I definitely admire it. Everything is kind of set in place. You can set up your questions in advance so people know what's what and what goes where. And this system that I use is called Calendly. So when you're trying to schedule these meetings or coffee chats, some people like to call them, or whatever you want to call them, right? Tea chats, collaboration rooms, meetings one-on-one with clients, meetings with a group of clients. You can get your availability loaded in here. The free version syncs to your Google Calendar. And so the really cool thing about that is, as soon as you block off, so let's say I'm free between 2 and 5 on Mondays. And if I block off 2 to 5 on Monday on my Google Calendar, on my phone, or, on google.com, it immediately removes that availability from people to book. I was like, oh, that's it right there. Because if I don't want to meet anybody, I don't want to meet anybody. You can go ahead and get it set up where you can block off time. You can say, well, no, I need to be notified 5 hours in advance. So it won't let anyone, if you set your time limit. So if you say, well, I only want people to be able to book time within a 4-hour range, or without a 4-hour range. So if it's an hour before, I don't want somebody to be able to book a meeting because I might be busy doing other things on my agenda. And so you can set all that up ahead of time. Now, I clicked on get started, as you saw, and this is my current account, but we're gonna sign in with this. Let's see if it'll let me use my test email. I click get started, and so now it's asking for the good information. And let's put in the password. It's gonna save it. Before we need to verify your email, check your email. All right, give me one moment. Let me go over here and log into that email so we can get that going. And when I tell you, there is nothing better than if someone says, oh, it can embed on your website, it'll give you like its own URL. So if you just want to give out the URL, then cool. But there's nothing better than being able to say, I want to meet somebody, say, I want to meet with you. And then you say, okay, great. Here's my link. It shows my immediate availability. Lock in a time that's best for you. As opposed to they email you or they send you a DM and say, I want to meet. And then you email them back and you say, how's Friday between 2 and 5? And then they email back and they say, oh, well, this Friday, I'm busy. Can we do Thursday? And then you be like, no, Thursday don't. And then you going back and forth. It's crazy, I tell you. So wait, I'm logging into this email that we just set up here so I can verify the accounts. And there's another account. Let me hit resend because it's not in here yet. Oh, I have to do this first. Sorry for the delay, but it's the back and the forth for me. Being able to, I don't know. Has anyone ever had that issue before? Is that something that you tried to schedule a meeting and it's like it's taking an act of Congress to get it done because it's all the back and forth? Or they say, I think this might work, but I'm not sure. Or another cool feature that it has, if someone says, I scheduled the meeting, it shows up, they get an email saying this meeting has been locked in for you. Calendar is on your calendar. If you had them answer any questions, it's in the body of the calendar invite, and it's also in your email in that same invite. But at the very bottom, if they need to reschedule that meeting or if they need to cancel that meeting, they got buttons to do that. So they don't have to reach out to you and say, oh, this doesn't work. And then you have to go, well, what works better? And you start the whole cycle all over again. No, they can just click that little button. It goes right back to the calendar and they can pick the time that best works for them. It saves you so much time. And when it comes to running your business and doing all the things that, of course, you have to do, one thing that can absolutely save you some time is using this. Alrighty, let me log in now. So coming up this week, and I mean, yes, this is a pop-up, but coming up this week, we do have quite a few things that we're going to be covering. So make sure you stay tuned in so you'll know what's going on and you can get this marketing training to make your life a little easier. Standard emails. Come on. All right, there we go. And of course, that email is not on my list. So let me set it up. I do apologize about the delay on this. But once you get it set up and moving, It's pretty easy. All right, let's go back over here. And that's Calendly. Some people might say, right? So I have the launch email. I have that open, and we're going to click getting started again. Sign up free. Note with your email, no card is needed. Of course, if you want to use one, then so be it. Okay, so we're going to try this again. Test Monica Michelle's, of course, because we've already sent it, and that is an issue. Let's do this email instead. Let's not do that one. All right, so let me open up an email first. All right, I'm opening up a different email account. It's open. Now let's do sign up with this one. So you can use any email address in here. I personally like to use the, what is it called? The Gmail emails, or an email that is attached to your Gmail. It makes it easier for you to kind of move through because, like I said before, it can link to your Gmail calendar. You have an up-to-date. All right, the email just came through. Let me confirm. Perfect. It says thank you. Let's put in the password. So this is something you can get set up today, right now. It's not going to take you that long to get it set up and moving. You can change this name. I'm going to leave it like it is because this is just a test account. But with this, you're able to kind of set up, if you just want to give people your Calendly link instead of giving them a custom URL, then, you'll be able to do that. You can connect here with your G Suite or your Google Calendar. And these are things that if you're needing help with, that's something we can help with as well. You can connect with your Apple computer, but I'm just your Apple Calendar. I'm gonna move forward. You set up your availability. You can customize it. You can take stuff out. Now, you can change this later. So it's not as if you don't do it here, you can't do it ever, right? Or whatever you put here, you're gonna be done. I'm gonna say I'm sales and marketing because that is my day-to-day role. All right, so as you can see, it's kind of walking you through stuff here, showing you how to connect your calendar and all that good stuff. I'm going to exit out. Their customer service is really great, and that's one thing that I absolutely adore. Whenever I find a company that is easy to maneuver and their customer service is friendly and they're able to help you move through, this is going to make it easy when you're trying to work with new clients, or you're trying to work with new people, or just set up a new meeting invite and you're having any issues. You can just reach out to their customer service and then they'll respond. They respond pretty quick and they'll help you move through things. They'll let you know if it's set up right or if it's not right or whatever the case may be, but they'll help it get done. So it default set up this one. It's a 30-minute meeting. We're going to go into this one. If you're doing a new one, you just hit new here and set it up there. But we're going to go into this one and just make changes to it. So I click that cog and hit edit. So first, you may want to change the name of the meeting. Whatever the name of the meeting, that's can also be the link for the meeting. It makes it a little easier to keep up with. So 30-minute meetings are not my jam. I typically are closer to 20, or we might be longer, right? So I'm going to put a 20-minute meeting, and you don't have to even call it meeting. It could be a 20-minute discovery call. You don't even have to put 20 minutes. Whatever you want to call it is absolutely fine. Your location, you can integrate this with Zoom. If you're integrated with Google Meets, it'll automatically put in a link for them to connect with. So that way in their email invite, it's telling them exactly what the link is or the phone number to call to get access to this meeting. If it's in person, it gives them the address, and you can set it up where they won't get these details until they hit book. I'm going to say this is a phone call. You're going to call them or they're going to call you, right? I'm going to say I'm going to call them. You can put multiple locations on here if you want. And by having multiple locations, see, I have to I have to connect the calendar. But if you put on multiple things, then they'll have an option to pick which one they want to use. Anything you want them to know about what this discovery call is. I'm excited about meeting you to arrange our collaboration. I'm getting ready to start doing a podcast, and the people that I'm going to be interviewing, I'm going to use this system. So that way they can go in, see all the times that are available and lock in what works best for them. Again, this is so easy peasy and it's so helpful because I don't have to do that back and forth foolishness. What time works for you? Oh, that time doesn't work. Well, how about this time? And you do all that base. Crazy. All right. So I'm so excited to pick the time that works best for you so we can meet me. And you can put some links in there. You can bold some stuff. You can do what you want to do. You can change the name of it. If you're going to be embedding this on the page, then the name doesn't matter. If you're going to be giving this link out directly, go over to calendly.com/the collective -N0E/20 minutes. Then that's the benefit of having a customized link. This is what color it's going to show up on your calendar on your device. And then I'm going to hit save and close. That's the first section. The second section is when can people book? I like people that are taking action. So I would recommend to reduce this as much as possible. And so you can put your parameters on it. Do you want to exclude the weekends, weekdays only? When can they schedule? It'll block this off on your calendar. They can only schedule 5 days out. They can only schedule 20 days out, whatever your number is, whatever works best for you. What if you want to do a date range? So this meeting is only going to be available from the 1st until the 31st. That's cool. That's what you want to do. It's your meeting, right? If it's indefinitely in the future, then what will happen is when they click on it and it open up, it just shows this. I'm going to leave it on indefinite so you'll be able to see it. The duration, the meeting itself, remember it defaulted to a 30-minute meeting, but we changed it to a 20-minute meeting. So I'm going to customize it, put in 20 minutes. When I do VIP days or accelerations, when I'm working one-on-one with clients, or even I'm building someone's website with them, then I might block off 3 or 4 hours. And so that way they know that I'm going to be working on this for this duration of time. All right. My existing schedule, I'm going to leave this here. In the beginning, when we first set it up, we picked out this availability. I don't know if you remember, but if something changes and you want to have custom hours for this particular meeting, then so be it. Take off what you need and go from there. You can change these at the drop of a hat. You want to see it from the calendar view, you click over there. All right. I like to block off time before the meeting. That way I can review the questionnaire. If they've asked any questions, I can do a little search and look them up. Hey, Jessica, so glad that you're here. But I like to have that time in the beginning. And then I also like to have some time afterwards, because with the time on the back side of it, then I'm able to decompress. And this blocks anyone from scheduling a meeting up until 15 minutes before. So if someone else comes in and tries to schedule, the time 15 minutes before is not going to be available. And if I block off an hour, then the time after, an hour after, won't be available for anyone else to schedule. And I'm going to hit additional rules. You have in here where you can show, I want my time to show up in increments of 10 minutes. I want a lot of meetings showing. You can say custom and say, no, I want it to show up in increments of 2 hours, whatever you want. This is where they can't schedule. I like to have mine set up closer to 3 or 4 hours. This way, if I have something planned to do and I haven't had a chance to put it on my calendar or I got caught up, then it's already blocked off. So I don't have to worry about anyone booking like Johnny on the spot. If you say, no, I want everybody to book with me as soon as they can, and they can book now for the next 2, then put 2 minutes in, whatever you want. How many of these calls do you want to take in a day? Or how many types of these meetings do you want to have on your calendar a day? I'm going to say 3. Again, whatever you want. Automatically detect and show the times in my invitees time zone. This is beneficial for them because when they're looking at it, sometimes they get confused and they're like, well, I'm on the East Coast, but the calendar is on the West Coast, and which one? And it gets confusing. If you do the first one, it makes it easier. A secret event, meaning if anyone goes to your calendar page, they can't see it. So it makes it a little secret. Let me go back to the first one. Is it the first one? No, it is the first one. Oh, it's the next one. Under additional options, that next section that we have. If this is a place where you can add in questions, and it could be things that you need to know before the meeting. It could be qualifiers. It could be, I just want some additional information. With this one, Of course, you want their name and you want their email address. If they are able to, if sometimes people need to have more than one person on the meeting, they can click add guests and you can say auto fill it in. I like that. So that way I get both people's email address, both people can do text reminders and all of that. The one person that's scheduling it, they'll be able to put in the other person's information. If you don't want them to be able to bring people, and you'll know because you'll see it in the invite, but if you don't want them to be able to bring people, just uncheck it. You want their phone number, then great, leave that there. If you want to, please let me know if there's anything I can prepare for it. You can do is check, and you have different types of questions that you can ask them. You can make them required. I might, because I do marketing, so I might ask for their social media handles. I may ask, what are some things that they've tried in the past that didn't work? I may ask, what is it that you need help with? And then if you want them to be required, then so be it. You can add multiple questions here. We're going to hit save and close. Next, we're going to workflows. This is if you want to change the reminders that go out to them via email or text message ahead of time, which is a cool thing to do. Again, the text messages does have a fee involved. I want to say it's like $15 a month. So it's not too bad if you want them to have that flexibility, but totally up to you. Email confirmations, this goes over it automatically. Again, you can hit personalize to edit any of these. You can email follow-up. Do you want one to go out? If you don't, that's cool too. Make whatever changes you want here. I like to turn on my text messages and personalize them. So I normally say reminder, don't forget your meeting of whatever the event name, whatever you call this type of meeting, with my name. So of course, me at this day and time. And because I'm not sure if it shows in my time, they get the text messages in my time or their time. I'm pretty sure it's going to be my time. I'm on the East Coast. I normally say happening in 20 minutes. And then I delete that out. And I can say I want it to go out 20 minutes before the meeting. So that makes him like a prompter right before it's time to go off. I do reminders, letting them know that the meeting is about to come. But this is if you want, you don't have to. You can include a cancellation policy if you want to. Again, don't have to. We're going to hit save close. We're almost through, believe it or not. This is the confirmation page. You can go to a calendar confirmation page, or if you have a personalized one that you want to use, you can include that as well. You just put that link in and that part's done. That lets them know it's been booked. And then the really cool one is you can collect payments. So if you're scheduling one-on-one meetings with clients, or if you're having a class and you want to use this so that people can pay for their class or their session, use your integrations and connect your Stripe or your PayPal, and then people can submit payment that way. I'm going to hit cancel because there's no payments for this one. And you're done, right? So let's view what it looks like. And I promise you, when it comes to setting up these meetings, it makes life so much easier. I have the name of it. I have my name up top. It'll put your picture on here, how long it is, what type of meeting it is. It gives you the details that we typed in. They can pick and schedule. They see what's available. If you're using a paid version, you can take off this powered by Calendar on the top right. We use an infinite, so you can scroll over multiple times and see all the different times that are available. They put in their information. They answer the questions that we put here. They can add guests to the meeting if they want guests to be in the meeting. If you want text messages, you can put your phone number in for your text messages. And then, of course, you schedule the event and it immediately blocks it off for you. If you have the calendar that is not infinite and you say, well, no, I only want them to be able to schedule 20 days out or 2 days out or whatever your number is, it's only going to show the available times in that time range. So if I said 3 days, it's only going to show up until the 17th. Everything else will be blocked off because the day is the 14th. They come back on the next day and say, I want to schedule, it's going to show a little bit more. So that is it. That is the fastest way to be most efficient when it comes to scheduling your meetings, because one thing that you don't want to do is get bogged down in the back and forth. And the more you automate things and schedule them out, the easier it is for you to move through and make everything kind of like, Do what it needs to do. Some stuff you can automate. If you can automate it, because it makes your life easier. Now, if you're needing help getting this set up, if you're needing help figuring out what your question should be, whatever the thing is, that's something that we definitely help with here at Monica Michelle's Marketing. Don't forget, you can always go over to solutionistm.com so I can show you how we can let the world know and that you are available for appointments and meetings. I'm excited to work with you, and I look forward to collaborating with you in the future. You have a good one. Bye.